Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm a frostbit Mark Toady.
And this is a cold Parkland podcast.
It's the Parkland podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland podcast. Yeah, the Parkland podcast. It's the Parkland podcast. Yeah, the Parkland podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
Yeah, that's us, the Parkland podcast. Welcome to a very chilly, let me turn my phone down here. Welcome to a very chilly edition. This is episode 83 now?
4.
This is 84?
No.
Oh,
4
83.
degrees.
4 degrees. That's
the number that really matters. Not the number of the podcast, but the number of digits in our temperature this morning.
Yeah, I could go for some 83 degrees right now. That wouldn't be too bad.
Well, I'm like an idiot. I got up this morning and I walked 3.5 miles.
Yeah, how was that?
I know firsthand now how frostbite must feel. It was cold.
Oh, man. And it was snowing on you when you went?
It was snowing like it's snowing right now. I could give a first-hand weather report. Roads are mostly clear and passable. There are a few spots where it's starting to accumulate, but as of right now, the worst of this storm has not gotten to us.
Right now, MoDOT's traveler information map, which is always a great place to go to find out information, shows pretty much all of our major thoroughfares in the area as partially covered.
Hey, I got to send a shout out this morning to Sarah and Melody. I hope they had enough time to tune in, but they are on duty right now at the Big Door Coffee House, which is about, 2 blocks from here?
Yeah, walking distance.
And they set me up. They said, "What's your name?" And I told them. They're like, "Eh." I said, "I do the podcast with Jason Lowry." And they go, "Oh, Jason."
Oh, wow. Man.
Yes.
$10 was well spent.
I can't remember which one was Sarah and which one was Melody, but one knew your wife and one knew your brother John.
Oh.
Actually, I don't think either one of them knew you. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's fine, and I apologize for the one that knows John. Coming up on this episode, we're going to be joined by Mike Reeves of Mike Reeves Weather Reports. I know lots of people have been studying the information he's been putting out about the storm, and he's going to give us his firsthand totals. He is going to be rolling through the door. You'll watch him walk behind us here in just a few moments. We're also going to talk Catholic Schools Week. Jane Ramos and Dr. John Boyd will join us from St. Joseph Catholic School in Farmington. And Kent Scism announced this week that he is going to run for St. Francis County Presiding Commissioner, so he'll be back on the show to talk about what his plans are if elected. Show sponsored by Parkland Pharmacy, by Discover Farmington, Heimberger Construction, Qdoba and Steak and Shake in Farmington, and First State Community Bank, FSCB.com. Besides running through the snow, what'd you do this week, Mark Toady?
Well, before we get to that, talking about the weather, I have 3 brothers. I'm not sure they're happy to have me as the 4th, but I have 3 brothers. One lives in St. Charles, one lives in Columbia, one lives in San Antonio, Texas. All 4 of us live in areas where there is a winter storm warning in effect as we speak.
I think they broke it down. Almost more than half of the nation will be affected by the storm.
Well, I looked at Mike Reeves' weather page, and I saw a swath on Wednesday that said the path of this storm was 1,750 miles long, stretching from New Mexico all the way to the East Coast.
Wow.
And as bad as we're going to get with the snow, there are places that are going to get it a lot worse, whether it's a lot of snow or ice. And I'll take 6 to 8 inches of snow over an inch of ice any day.
Oh, yeah. The ice is the worst. I know we've had our share of ice storms in the area, and those are always the worst. Good morning, Mike Reeves.
Heard
How
my
are
name
you?
as I was walking in, so I thought
Yes.
And it wasn't followed by a cuss word or
it wasn't
anything.
followed by anything that was nasty or mean or anything like that. So I will take it.
And when you give a forecast like the one you gave, you're not sure what kind of response it would have.
I get both. It's really there's the snow lovers, the people that love the winter weather, and then there's Mark Toady, who want it to be 95 and 100 degrees and heat indexes, and so I leaned more towards. Okay, this is extreme. I don't like it particularly like this 0 degrees, a foot of snow in some place. That's extreme. If I had to pick though between that and 110. Mark, I'm sorry, I'm not the 110 person.
It can snow, but the snow I like is the snow that sits on the grass and not on the streets. If we could just figure out a way, weatherman, to do that, then you can have me.
So what we've got right at this very moment this morning is what you would be okay with. Okay. That's not lasting very long. So just enjoy this morning. Enjoy this morning, sir, because that's the last time you're going to see grass or roads by the overnight hours, probably into early tomorrow. It's going to be a while before you see grass on this, particularly. The roads are going to have a hard time getting cleared, too, it looks like, given the temperature. So it's a legitimate winter storm. Let's just say that. And it might be the only one we get this winter. Who knows? But it is legit.
Do you want to play some trivia with us, Mike?
Oh, some trivia. I mean, I'm terrible at it, but I have no problem playing it.
Good. Mark always has some trivia questions, and usually it's he asks me some kind of numbered question, and I just totally blow it. So we'll see how you do.
All right. Well, we're going to start off, since this was the weekend we find out who goes to the Super Bowl. We'll start with a sports question. I figure that might be.
That's fair enough.
All right. Number one. Who is headlining the Super Bowl, the halftime show this week?
I know
next
that.
week?
The bunny guy.
The bunny guy is
The bunny guy is right.
Bad
Good
Bunny,
job.
right?
Yes.
Bad Bunny, yeah,
Bad
okay.
Bunny.
What is the average price for a 30-second commercial in the Super Bowl?
Golly.
I'll go 4.5 million.
6.8.
$8 million. How much will the winning team get per person in the Super Bowl?
1.1 million.
Ooh.
500,000.
Ooh, you guys are awful generous to
really?
$178,000. The losing team, $103,000.
I think the World Series does better than that.
I do too, yeah.
Well, maybe it's because they make so much. NFL guys are, I know baseball's doing well. NFL guys are off the charts. Maybe that's why they don't give them as much for winning the thing. I don't know.
Are you guys gamblers?
No, but I see a lot of ads for it.
I've started to dip the toes in the water.
Have you?
Let's just say that. Just a toe dip. I'm not drowning yet.
What was the biggest point spread in the history of the Super Bowl? Which game?
Oh, my.
Not in terms of how it ended up, like who was favored.
Right.
Would it have been the year the Bears won it?
In 85?
Yeah,
85
because they were.
Bears?
I would have thought they'd been a heavy favorite. I'll go with 85, the year the Bears won.
Just to give you something different, I'll go with the first year the Patriots beat the Rams. What was that, 2002?
Both of those are good choices because I think the Rams were 14.5-point favorites and the Bears were heavy favorites. But actually it was San Francisco and San Diego, 18.5 points. And they ended up winning 49-26, so they covered.
Huh.
All right. The most points scored by one team in the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
The number's 55. I'm trying to remember who scored it. I think it's 55. And it was against Buffalo. I'll go Dallas Cowboys 55.
I'll go the 49ers.
Well, you guys, if you split it right, you're both correct. Because it is 55, and it is the 49ers.
Okay, all right, cool.
That's why we're two of us are sitting here.
Yeah.
So.
Between the two of you, you're pretty smart.
All right.
55-10 versus Denver.
It was Denver.
1990. And one final thing here, if I can find it. I made myself a note. This has nothing to do with the Super Bowl, but once again, was it yesterday or the day before was National Pie Day.
3.14?
No, well.
Oh, the other pie.
Yeah,
Edible
yeah.
pie.
Apple pie is the most popular pie, again, in America.
Good.
What's
Should be.
second?
Well, I'll go with Warrant and say cherry pie.
She's my cherry pie.
Of course.
It's going to be pecan pie.
Boy, I thought you were going to get it, Mike, because that's
Pumpkin.
number 3. Number 2, because you had the P word out, it was pumpkin.
Pumpkin was Thanksgiving. Makes sense.
Pumpkin pie, pecan pie, cherry pie, and then lemon meringue. My coconut cream pie didn't make the top 5.
Huh.
So there you go. You guys
good.
did all right.
We did okay. We
being
did okay.
frostbitten.
I'll take all right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Mike, you've weather has not been exciting
No.
lately until now. How's this past week been for you leading up to this? Because I know you spend a lot of time looking at things.
It's fun, and like a lot of people know, no professional training, no nothing. I just love to do it. I love to follow the stuff. And yes, it's been boring for the most part. We had, and Mark, I'm sure you were thrilled with the 70-degree Christmas day.
Yes.
I know. It's been just whatever. It's been either warm or just uneventful. No snow, nothing to talk about for our area. This week has kept everybody that loves weather on their toes because this thing's been known now for 7 or 8 days, which is really rare for a snow event.
Yeah.
Normally it's like, hey, let's wait till it gets right on us. And this thing was like, this is a monster. This is huge. And guys, the thing that makes this one unique is because those that have been out this morning and yesterday, it's bitter cold before it gets here. We know, we fight it all the time in this area. What you fight is, well, the rain is coming up and the cold air is moving in, and when will they meet, and how fast will it change over, and will it even change over? And this one's just, no, when the moisture gets here, it's going to be snow for our area. Ice further south, and I agree with you, Mark. I'd much rather not deal with the freezing rain. And some areas south are already getting a lot of sleet and snow now. Arkansas's got ground covered, roads covered. But this one's unique because we're not sitting and waiting for the cold front to come through. It did that about 24, 36 hours ago. So when this all gets here and ramps up, it should be all snow, and it should last a significant amount of time, mostly late to this afternoon into evening, even overnight. Most of what's going to happen, we're not going to get to see it because we're going to be sleeping and we're going to wake up to it, and it'll continue into Sunday. So what everybody's waking up to now, and they're outside and they're, well, I thought it was going to be a big. That's just barely an appetizer going on. That's just the very, very leading edge. The big part of it is still way out in Oklahoma and Texas and moving up towards us.
So there's been a lot of talk about how the dry air is going to delay the actual bit of snowfall. Let's talk about the why of that. Why does the dry air keep the snow from falling?
Everything that it takes for snow to fall is for the moisture to saturate the air all the way from the layers, all the way from the ground up. And right now, the air aloft is incredibly dry. The air down low is incredibly dry. You guys follow a little bit. You're aware of dew points, right? Mm-hmm. You hear them a lot in the summer.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's, 65, 70, 75 dew points. You walk outside. As soon as you walk outside, you're sweating. You don't have to do anything. You just walk out. Dew points last night were minus 17, and that's insane. The dew points are never that low. This morning when I woke up, they were minus 6. That means the air is just bone dry. So everything that this system's coming into, it has to overcome that dry. And it will because there's so much moisture in the system, but that big batch of moisture doesn't come till later today. So this stuff this morning is actually a little bit of a surprise. I mean, it's not much to speak of at the time, but I was thinking it was possible you wouldn't even see any type of snow at all till later this afternoon.
Right.
And we did get these little bit of flurries and covered the ground in some places this morning, and may get a little bit more even as the morning goes on. So I'm a little surprised it's overcome even to do that.
So if this system was coming from the north, say, instead of the south, is there a chance we wouldn't get much of anything because there would be no moisture?
There's always a chance you won't get anything that comes out of the north to start with. Storms that come out of the northwest do not do much for our area, period. They just don't. They don't bring in enough moisture. Is that what you just talked about? Because the southwest storms bring the Gulf moisture, and that's what this storm is going to have when it finally gets here. It'll bring that moisture with it, and it'll be enough to overcome the cold air eventually. Not at this very moment, but it will. And yes, if this was a northwest storm, we'd probably be looking at what they call a clipper system, and everybody be going, a couple inches possible, maybe 2 or 3. But southwest storms for our area, if they're the snow lovers, that's the ones they wait for. They're like, bring that thing out of New Mexico, shoot it up over Texas, and then put some cold air in place, and we get our snows, and that's what should happen later today and overnight.
How difficult has this system been to pin down numbers of inches of snow?
Terrible. Nobody even knows right now what it's going to.
Right.
That's why even the professionals, guys, that's why you see those things that frustrate the average person. I looked at a map this morning that said for the Parkland area, 6 to 12. Well, that's a big difference.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're giving yourself a lot of wiggle room, but it's because there's so many variables. And I know you guys hear a lot about the banding of, there's like a 4-mile stretch that gets 3 inches more than everybody else does.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Those are real. Those aren't forecastable.
Yeah.
You just don't know. And that's why you give yourself so much wiggle room on those. And this one's miserable because the numbers are so high and off the charts for some. You guys have probably looked at and seen some of the 12 to 18.
Right, yeah.
Okay. That's very unlikely, but not impossible with this thing. 8 inches of snow to a foot of snow in this area is not off the charts at all. As little as 6 is still possible. I can't see it being less than 4 to 6 because there's just too much going on. But pinning down numbers I still haven't pinned them down. Honestly, I can't. That's why I just gave you the ranges between 4 and 12 for this area, and I think that's all on the table. And I don't think it's fair for somebody to say it'll definitely be this or definitely be that. And the other thing that's been impossible to pin down is the start time.
Yeah.
I don't know how close you guys have followed it. It was just when this thing started a week ago, and it made it was supposed to be a Friday night, Saturday storm.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody was canceling their Saturday plans. And now people are looking at it and going, I canceled it and I probably could have done this. It's moved back almost 24 hours, but they started forecasting it when it was not even developed. It was basically way out in the Pacific Ocean, and it was a week away. And now, of course, we know it's going to be a Saturday night, Sunday event, but timing and amounts have been miserable to try to pin down. Absolutely miserable.
Do you like it when people ask you about specific areas? Hey, I live on such and such cul-de-sac in Farmington. Am I going to see snow?
I don't care. It's fun. I'm glad I get interactions on the weather page. I love the interactions with people. 99% of it is fun and just questions. You'll get a few people like, why are you even trying to do this? You're never right. That's just part of what you do. But
Never right.
Everybody wants the forecast for their backyard.
Yeah.
They want to know what's it going to do at my house because that's where I'm going to be. I don't care what it's going to do 5 miles from me or even, across town. I want to know what my backyard's going to look like. And again, that's why they 6 to 12 and 8 to 14. And nobody knows what it's going to do in your backyard. I don't know what it's going to do in my backyard today. It's going to snow at some point, and it's likely going to snow a very significant accumulation. That's the best I think most can give you.
My favorite joke about the weather is the guy that calls the National Weather Service and says, I just wanted to let you guys know that I just shoveled 6 inches of snow off of my partly cloudy driveway.
Yes, and it happens. And this one, somebody asked me on my page yesterday, what's the chances of this being a total bust?
Yeah.
I mean, where you predict it, everybody talks about it, and then everything's over and there's nothing, or just what we see now. I said the chances of this thing just totally busting are less than 1%.
Yeah.
There's just too much going on for it to be a total. Now, the chances of it not being 8 to 12 and maybe 4 to 6, okay, that's on the table. But the chances that you get up tomorrow morning and then by tomorrow afternoon and you're looking out and you live in the Parkland and you're looking out and going, I don't even see any snow. The chances of that is as close to zero as a winter storm can get.
So, Mike, about a week ago, you were talking about that earlier on. Everything was supposed to be way south of us.
Yep.
West Plains was supposed to be maybe the northern edge of this, and Poplar Bluff.
Absolutely.
How did that change, and how much change could still happen?
Very little could still happen. It's close enough to us now, it's pretty easy to look at the models and see where the impacts are going to be. As a matter of fact, this morning, they were able, it's possible now to kind of get that northern cutoff. You kind of know where that's going to be. But from a week out, It's because it was in the Pacific Ocean and you're guessing and your models are only telling you what it looks like it can do. That's why I honestly hate it when they start putting those things out, like here's where it's going to hit. A week out, nobody knew. Every model run for a week shifted north, and it kept moving north. And my friends in St. Louis, and I have a number of them, initially they were like, so we're not going to have to worry about this one, right? And I'm like, let's wait it out.
Yeah.
Probably not. It looks like you're safe. And then all of a sudden it's like, we just got a winter storm watch. I'm like, yep. We just got a winter storm warning. Yep. We might get 4, 5, 6 inches of snow. Yep. They're like, this was supposed to be nothing for St. Louis. I said, that was a week ago.
Right.
And right now it does look like that area will receive a substantial snowfall. And Mark, it's all because the models that far out are just that I hate to call them guesses because they're way more professional and way more scientific than guesses, but they're not reliable enough for people to take a week out and say, well, good, it's not going to hit us. They do fluctuate a ton. And this one is pretty much at a point now that the fluctuations are going to be off the table, though.
So anywhere from 6 inches to a foot, okay.
Fair.
0 degrees. It's going to stay cold for I want to know when it's going to warm up. When are we going to see 40, 45, 50 degrees and melt this stuff?
It's at least 7 to 10 days out. This entire upcoming week is the warmest temperatures I'm seeing is mid-30s for highs. And remember, if mid-30s is the high, that means 90% of the day was in the low 30s or 20s. If that high hits for an hour maybe. It'll be really difficult to get everything melted. A little bit of sun helps even if it's cold. The sun does help. My teacher friends, which is where this all started way back in the day, when I started talking about weather and teachers, I mean, for obvious reasons, they love to track that snow.
We do.
It's like, we'll take those bonus days off when we can get them. And initially, I had a number of friends like, is this thing seriously going to hit on Friday? And we're not even going to get any snow days out of this because that's the teacher's nightmare.
Right, yeah.
Friday night snow, it's gone by Monday morning. It's like,
what a waste.
And I said, at this point, I think it's going to snow enough that even if it hits on Friday, you're going to at least get Monday and Tuesday off. I thought, if this thing does as it really should do, and now that it's been pushed back even, and it'll still be snowing tomorrow morning.
The week is off.
I think most schools in this area can have a week off if it does 6 inches of snow and freezing weather for a week. That's usually enough to put schools out around this area for a full week. So maybe those teachers will get that week that they have been so desperately seeking.
And you could speak to this better than we can. It's not so much city roads that are the issue. It's when you get out into the county and there are roads that may get an hour of sunshine at most during the day.
I had the opportunity a number of years ago, way back when I was teaching in the Farmington district. I had a chance to go out with one of our administrators to look at roads because we had a lunch scheduled, and he's like, hey, I need to go. We're probably not going to school tomorrow. I need to go check. And we went to some of the places the buses run, okay? And when I had a chance to see where the buses run, it made me a lot more understanding of why on some mornings when they're calling off schools and people are like, are you kidding me? Karsh looks fine. 67 looks fine. The side roads, the paved roads in Farmington, they look okay. The paved roads in Park Hills and Deloge, they look. I know where those buses were going, and those areas were not going to be possible to get to. And the reality is, guys, that's what they have to consider. Even if 80 or 90% of the bus routes could be managed, if they can't get to 20% of them, that's a decision most schools have to make. And guys, I can't speak for everybody, but I don't know many schools in our area that run the snow route idea anymore.
I think West County was probably the last one, and they'll do it occasionally for tear to lack because there's a couple of obviously roads out there that are gravel, but that's it. Everybody else is all or nothing, and it's all because you have to reach a certain percentage of attendance daily to get full funding from the state. So that's why those decisions are made, and they take into account, usually just based on bus routes.
And what I understood for a while when the schools tried the snow routes going way back, not just Parkland area schools in general, they tried that, and then even students who were not even in snow areas, them or their parents were like, well, if that group is not going, we're not going.
Yeah.
And so even people who could have gotten there just decided not to.
Yeah.
And then, like you talked about, the attendance numbers were terrible, and they decided the snow route thing is not working, and they've gotten away from that. So, Mark, the back roads in our area, though those side and back roads, for buses to traverse them on a normal day,
Yeah, a little challenging.
is a little challenging, much less throw a few inches of snow that won't go away and some packed ice. It's awful.
So, to the best of your ability or the best of your comfort level, maybe, what does the rest of this month into February look like?
After the storm system moves out, there's not any real snow ice systems coming. It's going to be cold into February. So that can pretty much be marked down. We're going to get a long cold stretch, which doesn't happen a lot right now.
Right.
I mean, we normally
See a warm-up
Yeah,
right
it gets
about now.
cold and boom, here it comes. Everybody's always talked about, well, it snows, then it melts 2 days later.
Right.
Not this one, because we actually settle into a cold weather pattern for at least the next week to maybe even 10 days. There's nothing out there that indicates 50, 60-degree day anywhere on the near horizon. So
Well, that's the end of this interview.
that's all Mark needed to know. He's going to go grab your blankets, go grab your heated blankets, pull them up. I don't know if you're a Netflix person, find you a series to watch, and just stay home for 10 days.
Mike, in addition to keeping an eye on the weather and monitoring things, you're also a sports broadcaster, and you work for different outlets from time to time, covering events in St. Louis and Columbia. Talk a little bit about the SLU Billikens this year. This is a team that a lot of people are pretty excited about.
And they're gambling.
Yes. Well, not the guys currently on the team.
Okay.
Okay, we hope.
Yeah,
Who knows
fingers
in today's world, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Jason, the eye test, they pass it completely. They're deep. They've got everything a good basketball team needs to have. I know Josh Church will tell you, I wish I had a 7-footer in the middle that I could, count on. Almost nobody has that anymore.
Right.
The skill set is terrific. They handle the ball very well. They play fast. They can shoot it. They lead the conference right now in three-point shooting percentage. Yesterday in their win at St. Bonaventure, they absolutely lit up St. Bonaventure. At one point, they were up 38, maybe even 40. They shot the ball from three yesterday. At one point, they were 12 of 16. I know that's not sustainable, but
Good.
they do these things. And my question, like everybody's got with SLU right now, the conference is not good.
Right.
Their non-conference schedule, and I would use this term if I was talking to Josh Church right now, the non-conference schedule was trash. It was terrible. They didn't challenge themselves on any level. So it's hard to say, yes, they've got a national ranking now. They came in at 24th this week, but it's still hard to say who are they when they have to play a legit top-level team. Now, the teams they played, they've absolutely blown them out of the water. So that's good. If you're good, you should blow them out. They've done that, and they look legit. And if you get a chance to go watch them, I'd say definitely go watch them play. They are fun to watch. They get the ball up and down the floor, and the shots go up quick, and they're averaging over 90 points a game. Everything looks legit, but I would love to see them play even a Missouri-type level team who's not one of the best at all in the SEC, but Missouri's legitimately skilled. And I'd love to see them play a team like that. But it's not going to happen during the year because the Atlantic 10 doesn't have anybody who can really challenge them.
Well, not only that, Mizzou has nothing to gain from beating St. Louis U and vice versa. I want to know, more importantly, last time you were on, you mentioned your daughter's talking goat.
Yes.
Is that still a thing?
Absolutely. It's over on TikTok. Don't go there now. You can go later.
Yeah.
She's got a goat on TikTok. If you just want to look up Mr. Nibbles, if you just put Mr. Nibbles, you're going to find him. And he just makes the most unreal noises. That's what started it. I mean, you could just be out. I've been to her house and been out where she keeps the goats and the chickens. And first of all, I never dreamed that my daughter would be living in a place where she has goats and chickens, but she does. And the noises that these goats make, but especially Mr. Nibbles. Now, Mr. Nibbles will make the craziest. So she started recording them and posting them to her TikTok, just randomly stuff. Yeah. Oh, Jason has found Mr. Nibbles.
Mr. Nibbles.
And he will, random noises. He's got an attitude. And people, for whatever reason, guys, got thrilled about Mr. Nibbles. They just loved him. And all of a sudden, she sent me some information one day, and she goes, "Dad, you're not going to believe this. Look." And there had been like 1.2 million views on one of her Mr. Nibbles post. And so, yes, we, if you call him a talking goat, I guess you could, or just really loud and sometimes obnoxious noises. But he's funny, he is hilarious. He does have a personality. So Mr. Nibbles, as though he needs any more promotion, there's some promotion for Mr. Nibbles if you want to go check him out.
So who's more popular, your weather page or Mr. Nibbles?
Mr. Nibbles by a absolute landslide. If I could find a way to get Mr. Nibbles to do the weather reports, now I would be in business, because that goat has more followers than I will ever hope to have. So I'd have to find some way to get him to at least be able to enunciate enough to do the weather, because more people would see it by far than they're seeing it on my page.
Well, if you had him on your Facebook page today, you could say, "Mr. Nibbles, what's the weather going to be like today?" And he could go, "Bad." "What are the road conditions?" "Bad."
So it would be
so accurate.
It would be as bad as that joke.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe I could find a way though one day to record one of the weather forecasts with Nibbles.
Yeah.
Just go out, put him.
Big crossover.
I think just putting him on the screen would be enough to bump up the followers. So I think that would work. And today, there's no doubt he would tell you, "I'm not doing anything. I'm staying inside my warm area that they keep for him." He's not coming out in this stuff. There's actually a video where he does walk out in the snow, and you can just see the look on the face. He walks out and is like, "Not doing this today."
Yeah.
Turns around, walks back in.
Nibble inside. Very, very cool. Mike, the Facebook page, Mike Reeves Weather, Reeves, right?
Correct.
I
And
spelled your name enough on checks. I guess I should know how to do that.
I would love to have a few more followers. I'm not, guys, I didn't do it to have 1 million followers. I don't. It's 11 or 12,000 right now, people that follow the page. That's amazing. I thought if 5 people cared about it, it would be fun when I did it. But if anybody wants to follow along, again, no professional training. I love the weather. I love to follow it. I do have professionals I respect, and I use their information a lot. I like to contact them. But a lot of it's just years and years of studying weather maps and weather sites, and it's been a lot of fun. And people got on board with it because about 10 years ago, I hit about 4 or 5 straight storms where, like, guys, I don't see what the Weather Service is seeing here. And it turned out that what I was seeing was right. And then people started going, "Holy cow, does this guy know more than anybody else?" Nope. I got lucky on some of those, I guess. But people love the page, and I will continue to put stuff out there for as long as people are interested in it.
So a full week of school, you're declaring it now.
He says, "Hold on there."
I can't fathom Parkland area schools, given the history and the roads and what this storm should do and the cold air that's going to be in place. I cannot fathom those schools being able to get in session this upcoming week as long as everything plays out as should. And we know winter weather can do weird things, and all of a sudden this 6, 8, 10 inches becomes 4 or 5, which is still going to be a lot. But I will say, what does the Weather Service do? They put percentages on it.
Yeah.
95% chance the schools do not get a day in this coming week. That's where I'm going with it.
Before we let you go, because Jason's going to keep asking questions about school closings.
So what about the week after that? No.
As you look at this system in its totality, where does this rank among the systems that you have seen since you started doing this?
Way up on the charts because of the depth of how many places are being affected. At one point, and it's probably still true this morning, 1,800 miles of the United States was under some sort of winter weather advisory or warning or watch. 1,800, it's stretching from Texas, Oklahoma, all the way out to the East Coast, and it's all from this one system. It's been in the top 5 as far as most impressive systems because of the depth and size of it and the potency of it, what it could bring to some areas. And circle back around to sports, it's just a shame the Patriots could not have been the #1 seed because forecast for Foxborough, Massachusetts on Sunday at game time is for snow totaling anywhere from 8 to 14 inches. As a fan to watch it on TV, not there.
Right, yes.
To watch that on TV, I would have had so much fun watching the snow game, but they got to go to Denver where it's going to be sunny and 30, they said.
Yeah,
so
I've got some friends that are going to Colorado. They're mad because they're not getting any of this stuff.
Nope, they missed that. It's really odd that part of the country missed this one because it came so far out of the Southwest, it missed them. But yeah, they'll be happy, I guess, to play football in better weather. But I love watching the snow games. They're so much fun to watch, not at the stadium, but from the comfort of my living room.
Real quick, who you like in the title games?
I am honestly one of the few that thinks Denver has a great chance to win that game.
Yeah?
I do. Their defense is really good. Any team in the NFL can win a 17-14, 20-17 game. So if they can limit, they can get enough offense to win that game, especially playing at home. I won't pick them, though.
Yeah.
I won't go that far, but I think the game's going to be a lot better than people think it's going to be. And Seattle has had maybe the quietest great season in the history of the league.
Well, I think because all three of those teams in the West were all jockeying together pretty much the whole year, there wasn't a clear favorite.
And let's be honest, although Seattle's had good teams, they've done some. San Francisco and the Rams have much bigger names, much bigger histories, and maybe that's why they got so much focus. But that Seattle team does nothing wrong. They are defensively elite. They're capable of scoring points, which 24 points for them is going to win games. I have a hard time not liking Seattle to win the whole thing.
Yeah, that's who I'm going with. And nobody has more to prove this playoff season than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, without doubt. And for all kinds of reasons, but you talk about he just fits that Seattle narrative that we just talked about, though. Yeah. Like, there'd be a lot of people that are just casual NFL fans that right now are going, who are you talking about? Yeah. He's the quarterback of the team that had the best season in the NFL. Yeah. And yes, he would love to walk out with all these premier names, all these incredible quarterbacks he's never mentioned in that conversation with any of them. He would love to walk off the field and go, I'm just a Super Bowl champ. That's all. That's all. You know, you don't have to talk about me. I'll just take the trophy home.
I'll be fine.
Yes, absolutely.
Mike, good to talk to you, man. Thanks so much for coming in.
No, not a problem. The first time I've been to this location. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that the snow held off long enough that we could do this morning. And good luck to you guys related to navigating the area for the next week or so. And Mark, I'll be thinking about you. I know this is not your time of year. Just stay warm, stay comfortable. We'll get back to June and July before you know it.
The greatest invention in the history of the world: heated steering wheels.
Okay, fair enough. And I'll share this with you before I go because Mark, you can appreciate this completely. I did have a note on one of my posts that I put out that said, "All right, this was fun. I've had enough. I'm ready to complain about the heat again."
Yeah.
So fair enough. We live in Missouri.
All right. Check him out. Mike Reeves, Weather Reports. That's the place we go when we want to know what's going on with the weather. And he's joining us here right now on the Parkland Podcast.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We're your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Time to check your news now here on the Parkland Podcast.
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, winter is here. There's a winter storm warning out for the entire area throughout the day today on into tomorrow. The city of Farmington is urging residents to take precautions and reminds the public that all city-operated buildings will be open to the public during normal business hours. In the event of closures at the library or civic center, information will be posted on the city's official Facebook page. Locations open 24 hours include the fire department and police station. The library and civic center will be open during their normal weekend hours.
The Uplift Emergency Winter Overnight Shelter, which is located on Wallace Road in Farmington, operated by East Missouri Action Agency, offers shelters from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. daily. Now, if the temperature is 40 degrees or below, which is our current situation, the shelter will be open 24 hours a day. Anyone eligible to stay at the Uplift Shelter, with the exception of sex offenders and those who have been previously banned. The shelter houses men, women, and children, and you can find out more information on their Facebook page. Additional overnight options include the Southeast Missouri Family Violence Council and Shared Blessings Transitional Housing. Both those facilities are located in Bonne Terre and provide long-term support and housing resources for those experiencing homelessness.
And if you want to know about additional warming shelters and other places to go, contact your local police station. The owner of the old Mineral Area Regional Medical Center Hospital, the Harvest Christian Center Church, is planning for a partial demo of the building. You've probably noticed that if you've driven by the Farmington Senior Center and the old Mineral Area building. No other plans are known at this time.
City of Farmington has entered into a development agreement with St. Francis County to improve Bray Road. The developer is anxious to start if things go as planned. Some businesses within the new development could open as early as late 2027. At this coming Monday's Farmington City Council meeting, they'll be asked to formally approve a cost share agreement with MoDOT for both the traffic signal and roundabout on the west side of Highway 67.
Well, if you tuned in last week, you heard about a plan proposed by the governor to relocate all sexual offenders in rehab and treatment to Farmington. That's caught the ire of a lot of people, including State Senator Mike Henderson, who has released a statement involving the proposal. He says, and we quote, "I have had conversations with the governor's office and the director of the DHSS to let them know that my community doesn't want to house all sorts of patients in the state for a number of reasons. We will keep you up to date on that situation."
How is the weather currently, Mark Tody? I know you've been keeping track of this for a long, long time.
It's definitely going to be cold today. Snow is going to pick up throughout the day today. Total daytime accumulation of 1 to 3 inches is possible, 2 to 4 possible tonight. The worst of the snow should end by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, looking at another 3 to 5 inches possible. So we are a long way away from this being over. And behind all this, or I should say moving forward from all this, we'll actually have a very cold day on Monday. We'll warm up into the mid-30s on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then we cool off again on Thursday and Friday, back into the 20s for the high.
And that's your latest news on the Parkland podcast. Coming up now, let's check your events. 8:45 on this Saturday morning, and events are powered by Discover Farmington.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Events powered by Discover Farmington, more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more.
Well, there's a big Mac Foundation Trivia Night coming up Friday, January 30th at the Mac Tech Center.
The 6th annual Corner Pocket Triathlon. Pool, darts, and shuffleboard happening at the Corner Pocket in Bonne Terre on January 31st.
Frosty the Brewfest returns to the Charleville Brewery and Winery on the 31st.
Mother-son mayhem, swim, Nerf war, and basketball happening January 31st, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Farmington Civic Center.
There's a big fish fry. By the way, Farmington VFW, every Wednesday, they serve up breakfast, and the proceeds go to help local veterans. They're also going to have a fish fry on February 6th from 5 to 7. I was at the breakfast this past Wednesday. It is amazingly delicious.
45 Grottos Flamenco coming to the Mac Theater on February 7th, and that performance will be at 2 p.m.
Annie the Musical, a couple of things I want to talk about. Annie the Musical, it starts March 26th at the Mac Theater. I'm guessing your wife is a part of that?
She is not, and it starts February 26th.
Okay, and then how about a big Farmington Educational Foundation Trivia Night, the 27th at 6:30 at the Black Knight Fieldhouse.
Hey, St. Joe Catholic School Trivia Night, they've rescheduled their All Fun and Games Trivia Night. Was supposed to be tonight, now it's going to be February 21st at the St. Joe Gym. Now you can talk about Annie the Musical.
Annie the Musical, March 26th, or February 26th through March 1st at the Mac Theater.
Comedian Tyrus Mash will be performing at the First State Community Bank Center in Farmington February 28th at 7 o'clock. Tickets available online.
The 39th Annual Mike O'Brien and Carol Moore Memorial Jazz Festival, March 13th and 14th at the Mac Theater.
Mouse Race is happening March 14th, St. Joseph Catholic School Gymnasium.
And Molly Healy, looping violinist and singer-songwriter, March 28th, 7 o'clock at the Mac Theater.
And those are your events. They're powered by Discover Farmington. Find out about local events. Even book a wedding or day trip today at discoverfarmingtonmo.com. Before we get into sports, I want to remind you that First State Community Bank has locations all over Southeast Missouri, fscb.com. They are the official bank of the Parkland podcast, and they're probably still going to be having all their branches open today as well as on Monday, because they have a great staff that is committed to making sure that they got all your banking needs taken care of.
A big shout out to everyone at the bank, which is where Jason and I both bank. Mm-hmm. It's where the podcast has headquarters set up. A special shout out to Tanya and Kristen with the bank. They have been an absolute joy to work with, and I know we're working on getting them back out on the podcast to talk about, golly, I would start talking about some of the things that they get involved with at First State Community Bank to help out in the area, but then I'm afraid I'd leave something out because they do so many things to help out so many people. Just about everybody at that bank is involved in some benefit, some community activity that benefits the area, and that's one of the things I like best about First State Community Bank. You'll get all your finances taken care of there, but you also find people you live with, you work with, you shop with that really help out in the area.
Convenience, Bonne Terre, Deloge. They have a couple locations in Park Hills. I think we counted, they got 5 in Farmington if you count the First State Community Bank branch that's inside Farmington High School, which I use quite a bit.
I used to know how many they had in all of Missouri, but I can't remember.
I bet that number's probably changed too.
They've got a lot, and they're spread throughout Missouri. So
check them out, fscb.com, the website. First State Community Bank, the official bank of the Parkland podcast. We talked a lot about Qdoba last week. Let's show some love to Steak and Shake. I love sitting down at Steak and Shake. It's a great place to go, usually like after you've been to a ball game or a show, because you know they're going to be open late. You can go in there, sit down, have a good time, get the steak burger or like the chili 3-way or 5-way. I mean, there's all kinds of neat things you can eat at Steak and Shake.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, everybody talks about the steak burgers, and they are delicious. Don't get me wrong, but they've got great chicken sandwiches, really good salads too. By the way, I've had salads from Steak and Shake, and if you have a sweet tooth, try one of their side-by-side shakes. They are amazing. And you can go get breakfast this morning. They're open for breakfast right now as we speak. So definitely you won't hurt for food, for meals when it comes to Steak and Shake. Easy to find in the Maple Valley Shopping Center right off the main drag. And they're open right now and ready to serve you.
Check them out, Steak and Shake. And they're also very frequent with the coupons. I know my mom's a big coupon clipper, so she'll be checking those out next time she wants to go to Steak and Shake. And you should too. Steak and Shake, Qdoba, both located in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center, and proud sponsors of the Parkland podcast. Ready for some sports, my friend?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I went to Mineral Area College last night. I didn't get there in time to see the women play State Fair. They lost by 6, but State Fair is really good this year. And my buddy Brian Coker told me that the Lady Cards played really well, and they hung in there against a really good State Fair team, losing 68-62. Then the MAC men took the court, and it looked like it was going to be a long night. Mineral Area fell behind 26-6.
Wow.
In the first half, it was not looking good. But Brian looked at me and said, "Don't worry, they're going to come back and they're going to win this one." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, I want some of what you've been smoking." But he was right. He was right. They came back and they tied it up. They took a lead with about 2 or 3 minutes to go and ended up tied at the end of regulation. And then the Cards beat State Fair 79-74 in overtime.
Did you stay for the whole game?
I did.
You did? Wow.
I did.
Man.
Past my bedtime, but I
Wow. Well, you figured you were probably going to be stuck inside your house for a while after that.
Well, they started it an hour early, so that
helps.
That helped a lot.
So congratulations, MAC men, with an overtime win last night over State Fair and the Roadrunners.
And they've got homecoming coming up later this month, too. We'll have more on that coming up as well.
They had the SEMO Conference Wrestling Meet. They originally, it was supposed to be a 2-day event. They condensed it down to 1 day and have the results from the girls' side. Team ranking: St. Genevieve finished first, Windsor second, Jackson third, Potosi fourth. Boys wrestling, don't have the numbers for that. They were going, I know, late into the evening at the Black Knight Fieldhouse, trying to get everything in place today so they didn't have to get the buses out tomorrow. SEMO Conference is very large. That also includes Poplar Bluff and Cape Notre Dame and Sykeston, so a lot of travel going there. But we did have some, looks like some conference basketball games last night on the boys' side.
I had North County rolled past Central 82-51. It was West County 66-59 over Bismarck. And another overtime game had St. Gen over Fredericktown 59-53. That was the overtime game.
And then Arcadia Valley went over Kingston 74-59. And one girls matchup on the hardwood last night. North County a winner over Poplar Bluff 53-35. And some off-season football news in the area. St. Genevieve head football coach Jay Pope is stepping down from the position. That was announced on Thursday by the school in a social media post. And now the search is underway for a new head coach in St. Genevieve.
No truth to the rumor that Bill Belichick is going to step down from North Carolina to take the job at all.
Well, and maybe his fiance might.
Yeah. I'm sure most of the guys that go to games would prefer that for sure.
I did talk to Coach Stolzer this week and asked him if he was going to get back into coaching, and he said yes, and I'll be running for president too, with a smiley face emoji. So good job, Coach, using the emojis right in your texts. Very, very good. So that's what's happening with your latest sports here on the Parkland podcast. Ransome's is our winter home. Could you imagine being in the barn right now, how cold that would be?
No. No. I don't even want to think about it. I am so happy to be here. It is warm. It is toasty. And if you are ever fortunate enough to be a guest on the podcast, you can come in. You could probably look around for about 20 minutes at all the cool stuff they have here before you even start your interview. So definitely, it's a great place. It's real easy to find. It's about 2 blocks up from the Big Door Coffee House, where, by the way, Sarah and Melody are doing a great job serving up coffee this morning. But we're about 2 blocks up from that across the railroad tracks. And you definitely want to come by here. Get some jelly beans.
Oh, yeah, the Jelly Belly jelly beans. I have instructions every week to make sure I bring home Dr. Pepper jelly beans for my family. Also, one-of-a-kind shirts and the best lemonade this side of the tracks in Deloge. Also, too, little Deloge Museum happening here that you can check out as well, and a conference room if you'd like to get together for a conference or a small to mid-sized group. They can accommodate you here as well. Ransome's located in Deloge. They are a wintertime home of the Parkland podcast. And then real quickly before we get to our next guest, want to talk about Heimberger Construction. Heimbergerconstruction.com is the website. Quality work. They might not be getting much done this week. They're working on the inside projects, I guess, this coming week here. But Heimberger Construction does a great job of building up our community.
I saw Jennifer just this past week on Thursday. And she is enjoying working with all the communities around the area, putting up quality built buildings throughout the Midwest. Heimberger Construction, if you want it done and you want it done right, and if you want it done by people who care, they are the company to choose.
HeimbergerConstruction.com, the website. Go there, check out all the quality work, and that work is backed by those Butler-built buildings. Butler Buildings, a Missouri company, and that's the exclusive company that Heimberger Construction uses on all of their construction. HeimbergerConstruction.com, the website, the place to go to find out more information.
By the way, before we go any further, I know we have more guests to come in. I want to send a shout-out to all the MoDOT workers, all the county road crews, all the firefighters and policemen that are going to be out on the roads over the next week or so, keeping people safe, keeping roads clear. Shout out to all you guys and girls. You are the real heroes for this next week, for sure.
While we're talking about emergency, folks, before I forget, I shook Sam Weekly's hand yesterday just in case we didn't have school this coming week.
Sam the man.
Sam the man is retiring next week. Next week's his last week. We were talking, it's like, I bet you wish this storm would have held off another week or two. Yeah, I kind of do. But Sam is the original school resource officer in St. Francis County. He has been at, I think he's number 4 on the seniority list at the Farmington Police Department. And he has been, golly, did he say 92? I think is when
he's 92.
No, 1992 is when I believe he started as a resource officer at Farmington High School, and he is just really, really loved by the students. Good kids, the bad kids, they all love Officer Weekly, and we're all going to miss you, buddy. He's had quite the run, and he said, I'm the all-time leader. I'm the Tom Brady when it comes to lunch duties at Farmington High School.
He's got no truth to the rumor that he's giving up law enforcement so he can become a professional beach volleyball player.
Maybe not. Awesome. So coming up next, we're going to be joined by Dr. John Boyd. He's the principal of St. Joseph Catholic School in Farmington. Jane Ramos, the music teacher, will also be joining us as well. They're going to talk to us about Catholic Schools Week. And then after that, we'll visit with Kent Scism. He's running for St. Francis County Commissioner. That's all coming up up next as we enter hour 2 of the Parkland podcast right here on Facebook and YouTube Live.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We're your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Welcome back to the Parkland Podcast, 9:01 on this Saturday morning. What's our temperature right now, Mark? How many degrees do we have?
4.
4. That's not bad. And we
It's not good.
That's not good. And we have 2 guests joining us here from St. Joseph Catholic School in Farmington. We have the principal of the Catholic School, Dr. John Boyd. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting us to join you on this warm winter morning.
Oh, very warm. Very, very nice. And I think all 3 of my kids' favorite teacher at St. Joe, Miss Ramos, Jane Ramos, the musical teacher and technology director. And there's a few more hats you wear at the school, I think, too, right?
It changes every single day, which is great with me.
No 2 days are alike, right?
Never. But I do love having your kids at school. They are phenomenal. Such great musicians.
Thank you very much. Catholic Schools Week. This gets underway this coming week on Monday. Talk a little bit about Catholic Schools Week and the celebrations that you have to celebrate the work being done by these great educators in Farmington at St. Joe's.
I'll defer to Mrs. Ramos, and before I do that, I would like to point out we have a committee that's put together to put all these events together for our students. So just a shout out to all our committee members. You guys are awesome. Thanks for your hard work.
I concur. We can't do this by ourselves. So every day we celebrate a different group of people for Catholic Schools Week. We begin with our parish on Sunday. So this weekend we're actually beginning it, assuming we can get everybody to Mass so we can celebrate and talk about it. And then Monday we celebrate the community. Tuesday would be the students. Wednesday we celebrate vocations. Thursday the nation. And then Friday our faculty, staff, and all of our volunteers. And we have many of those.
This is all weather permitting, obviously.
Well, if we miss something, we just make it up because we've already put it out. The kids are looking forward to every single bit of it.
Yeah.
You can't miss any of it.
Well, in all honesty, Monday has already been postponed. We had a local magician coming in, and the kids were really so excited about that. And thinking ahead with the potential weather, I thought it was prudent to call them and say, hey, what do you think? We tried to reschedule for Wednesday, and he was already booked. So as we had to do last year with our trip to the shrine in Perryville, we actually had to move it from Catholic Schools Week to the springtime, March or April. So we're going to do the same thing with the magician coming in. We've already planned to move him into the spring, but it's still for Catholic Schools Week. It'll just be delayed.
Now, the only other time we've had a snow day this year, Dr. Boyd, you kind of stuck your neck out there. You were the only school that was closed that evening. And then, of course, everybody else joined you the next morning. Were you sweating it a little bit whenever you looked around and was like, oh, my gosh, maybe we are going to be the only one out?
You know, there have been times in my career where I've stood and looked out the window and just hoped to see a snowflake. Just one. You know, I've promised our parents, and over the years, I've kind of taken the philosophy that it's a lot warmer at the end of May and June, and why put people at risk? Why put them on the road if it's not necessary? But that was one I was just kind of hoping, and I even told my wife when I saw because I was watching, believe me.
Oh, yeah.
And as I saw other schools canceling, I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for not making me look like a total fool for canceling. But I do tell my parents I like to cancel the evening before if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when
much
the kids
easier
go
on
to
us.
bed, everyone goes to bed, they know they don't have to get up. But yeah, that was a nip and tuck on that one.
And I know, like, Jonas was disappointed because, you know, he's like, that never happens, because he was, you know, thinking, oh, man, Farmington's going to close. I'm going to have like 3 or 4 days off. And I know the Maloney's had the same deal in their house, too, with a couple of kids in high school and then with John still in St. Joe's. So that was a lot of fun. That was a fun night. But, yes, I totally agree with that philosophy, because as a parent, getting things together, I mean, it's easy for me and the wife because we're teachers, but those that aren't teachers, trying to figure out what to do with your kids the next day, it can be a challenge.
You know, without us offering a bus service, it makes it a little bit different also, because I don't have to worry about buses being on the back roads and transporting students. As you know, as a parent, our parents bring our kids to school. So sometimes there'll be times we may be in school and maybe possibly Farmington, North County, Park Hills, Fredericktown, they may be out of school, and people will say, well, why are you guys in and we're out? It really comes down to that transportation question. I would guess there's going to be some public schools this next week, just guessing, I'm not making calls for them, that may be out possibly longer than we are because of the bus services they provide for their families.
Let's get back to Catholic Schools Week and the celebration of the school this coming week. And this is a great week, I think, for people that maybe have questions about St. Joe or about parochial schools in general. This is a great week to find out more.
Absolutely. So this is a national celebration. It's not just local to our school or even to our archdiocese. And it is a great chance for you to take the time to come in for a tour for our school. On February the 1st, we're hosting Donut Sunday, and we're inviting anybody from the community to come in and join us and to get a tour. Our students are giving the tours, actually.
Oh,
and they
wow.
are super excited about doing that because they are in the upper grade, so they've been here the whole time, and they know what we're doing in our building, and they can, kind of give some testament as far as what they've enjoyed in the school and what they love about it.
I think one of the cool things about the kids at your school is when you have a special event, whether it's the fish fries or the chicken dinner in October, I think it is. Everywhere I turn, I see little kids helping out with it.
They talk about it all year long. They cannot wait until the fish fry happens. Mrs. Ramos, when's the fish fry? I want to be there to help. They love it. They love to serve. They love to help. They love to be a part of a larger community.
You know, that's all part of what we encourage with our students and our faculty and staff, and really all of us, is that service piece. And we feel like that's what maybe sets us apart from a lot of other places that educate children, is we really focus on the service piece. We have 2 coming up here in the next couple of weeks for different organizations where we collect either food or clothing or toiletries or whatever, and our family's response is just phenomenal, getting that stuff to school so we can help out in the community. So, and the kids really love the service piece.
Dr. Boyd, you've been on, I guess, both sides of the spectrum in public and private education. What, in your mind, are some of the things that set apart the parochial education experience and things that parents might consider if they're looking at coming to St. Joe?
You know, as I've thought about that this is my 10th year in Catholic education, and I spent an entire career in the public sector. And there are definitely positives on both sides of that fence. But I can tell you St. Joseph is quite unique. And my perspective as an administrator might be just a little different than a teacher or even a parent. But I am most impressed and truly impressed. And I say this every chance I get. We have the best faculty and staff that I have ever worked with in my career. And I've worked with some really good ones. These, ladies and gentlemen, are second to none. And I always say our families are very fortunate to have their kids at St. Joseph. And I see you shaking your head. You know firsthand the kind of people that we have working for us. And we could probably do 2 or 3 shows on all the reasons, why you should send your kids to St. Joe. But as an administrator, that really stands out in my mind. And the quality of kids that our parents send to us are just, again, we could spend a show just talking about the kids, I think. We offer a lot.
So once the weather does kind of clear up and you're able to do some of these events, Jane, what are some of the crazy things the kids will be doing?
Oh, they love crazy things. So we do crazy socks for Catholic schools where they can wear any kind of socks they want to with their uniforms. But their favorite day is the SJ Spirit Day. They get to pull out all of their St. Joe gear. We see all kinds of logoed shirts. They've got their, some of the kids will wear their uniforms. They'll bring in their pom-poms. I mean, they're doing everything they can because they're also working towards Spirit Points. We have a Spirit Stick at our school that has been there for decades, and nobody knows where it started or who made it, but every year the kids are earning points to win that Spirit Stick, and the competition is very great.
So that'll all be happening. And crazy socks. That is a big deal. Over the years, we've started accumulating crazy socks when we see them because we know there's a crazy sock day coming at some point. And that's always a lot of fun. What are some other fun things that happen? Maybe not even just with Catholic Schools Week, but fun things that the students look forward to in general.
Well, go ahead.
No, well, that's okay. I was just saying, again, we do a lot of things by committee. And that's the way I prefer it. I don't think that getting one point of view is the most effective way to run a school or be involved in a school. So we've had several committees we've put together. Field Day is coming up. The students love that. We actually, our coach, PE coach Chambers, put together an Olympic type activity that day. The kids are already talking about Field Day. Jane, some of the other things.
We every month we celebrate a virtue with the students, and we have a virtue family. So every single virtue family has students from grades K through 8 in it, and they learn about virtues, they learn about saints. Every other month we do it. We have a luncheon. We have some parents and grandparents who come in and volunteer to cook lunch for the kids, and that is something that they look forward to every single time. As part of Catholic Schools Week, we also have a family picnic, which brings in all of our families. The parents can bring in whatever kind of food they want for the kids, and we all sit on blankets in the gym, and the gym is packed. I mean, there's not a single space left where there's even hardly a place to walk because the kids are just having such a good time. The parents love coming in, spending time with their children, and just seeing our school, too.
You all go through the 8th grade, right?
Yes.
What's it like for those 8th graders when they wrap up at St. Joe? What do you do to prepare them for life beyond St. Joe, and do you celebrate them? Tell us about that.
Well, we have a graduation for them as they finish in May. The kids have been kind of preparing for this the whole time. We really miss them when they leave us. We can tell there's kind of an empty hole there, but they really thrive in high school. I mean, they come back. This year I had 2 kids come back from the high school who were in the St. Joe band just to spend a day with us in band. And so they sat and they kind of mentored the kids, gave them some direction, showed them a few things they learned in high school. It's just phenomenal, the connection that they have.
Good. One of the things I enjoy doing is, and I've done this over the years, whether it be 8th graders leaving to go to high school or high schools leaving to go on with careers in either college or tech or wherever they're going. And when I see them, I like to ask them, what kind of job did we do preparing you? And I've talked to 3 or 4 of the kids just at a ball game last night. I saw you last night at the ball game. And the word we get back almost every time is, boy, we're really prepared. We were really ready academically, You know, and most of our kids end up going to Farmington High School. We did have a couple last year go on to Catholic high schools, and I've talked to those girls, and we get the same thing. Boy, we were really prepared academically, and then of course we hope we've had a huge impact on them spiritually. I think overall it's just very rewarding to hear some of those kind of things from our kids as they leave us and then come back. And it's always nice to see them come back. There were 3 or 4 freshmen at the ball game last night that I got to talk to. So,
and that Christ-centered educational part of this is huge, isn't it? It can't be oversold.
Oh, it can't be. There's just no way that we can oversell that. And again, being from both sides of the fence, and I was raised Catholic. I'm a cradle Catholic, was baptized probably when I was 2 months old, sorry. You know, not being able to be involved in that in the public sector, sometimes I cheated if I happened to know the parents went to the same parish I did. Sometimes in the office I would cheat a little bit and maybe say to the student, you know, should we really be acting that way? But we had to be careful in the public sector. Here we can just lay it out and talk to the kids from our heart, how we really feel and how they feel, and I think they're comfortable with that as well. So that's a very nice piece to the Catholic education.
Jane, how long have you been at St. Joe?
This is my 16th year.
See, you probably could have gone other places and done other things. What made you stay at St. Joe for 16 years?
The kids and the environment. It really is. This is the only place that I ever worked for education, but I can't imagine going anywhere else. These kids are just so kind and so welcoming. I mean, if I walk down the hall, it's always good morning. They look you in the eye. If I have my hands full, somebody always wants to carry something for me. I can't imagine being anywhere else. My kids all went to school there too, so that was where I started. I started because my kids were there. I thought, well, why not be where my kids are? And then they graduated, and I thought, well, now I can't leave because these are still my kids. Yeah. They just don't live with me anymore. So I want to stay and still, give the same thing back that my kids received, which is a strong Catholic education, that nice moral foundation, and then again, the strong academics. My kids walked out of there feeling like they were so prepared. They said the first year of high school, they had everything they needed. They knew great time management skills. They knew how to study. They knew how to communicate with their teachers, and so they thought it really gave them the edge when they walked in, then it helped them into college and then even into their grad programs.
So in addition to teachers with a lot of experience that know how to educate, probably like the average years of experience for your whole staff is probably close to 20 years, which is almost unheard of. In addition to that, what are some of the extras, programs, sports, things like that students at St. Joe could take advantage of?
Let me dovetail on that comment you made. I did figure that out one day, and we're close. We're somewhere around 380 or so years of combined teaching experience in our building. And as you know, there's 15 or so of us, which means we have teachers with 30 plus years experience. So yeah, we've got a lot of experience in the building teaching. Other programs was your question. Oh my gosh, sports-wise, we do soccer. We've got for all our boys and girls, and I believe that starts at kindergarten all the way through 8th. We have volleyball for the girls. Currently, we're at the end of our basketball season for the boys and girls who have just had a wonderful season. Certainly represent St. Joseph well, and that makes us very proud. Coming up this spring, I think probably basketball season ends all of our sports for this year, and we'll kind of be on the downhill slide getting ready for the end of the academic year and graduation and all those things that occur, in April and May.
So before we let you all get out of here, as a guy who goes across the street at St. Paul Lutheran School, I have been told that don't go near either school between, say, 2:50 and 3:15. How do you work out all that madness of the pickup and things like that? That's crazy.
It is crazy. I am out there every single day. It is crazy, but both schools have a great plan in place. It has been fine-tuned over the years. We use one side of the building, they use the other side, so it really does flow. And after the first day, the parents figure out which line they're supposed to be in. Every once in a while, I get somebody from St. Paul that says, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. I'm like, oh, I think you mean the school across the street. And I'm sure they get some of ours in the beginning, too. And we just send them in the right place. I think your line's right over there. Have a great day. And then we just go on with it. It's not bad at all. I mean, Mr. Lauer, you come in. He comes in toward the end. It's flowing, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely,
Yes.
And I'm always like 3:12 is the earliest I get there, and that's if I beat the crossing guard and basically sprint out my door. But usually I'm about 3:15, 3:18, and when I'm making that turn by the playground, I'm like waving at you, hoping that you see me before
And
you
I
and
see
Miss
you.
Pat go inside. Otherwise, I have to come pick up the kids at after school care. But
I'm always looking for
I
you.
agree with you. I think it's very well done. Both schools
I think so, too.
work together well. There's that friendly rivalry, that happens, especially on the sports-wise. But, I mean, over the years, you guys have, shared assemblies and done different things like that, too.
We have.
The biggest problem is shared parking lots and parking out there.
Yeah.
When we have sporting events on the same
Right.
evening, every once in a while it gets a little chaotic, but other than that, it's a good relationship we have with St. Paul.
Yes.
Fantastic. If people want to find out more about your school, maybe they're looking at enrolling next year, they want to schedule a tour, anything like that, where can they find out more information online?
Certainly, we have some brochures out there at different locations, but please call the school, 573-756-6312, and I'll make this commitment and promise to you, and I have to anyone who's ever called. I will give you a tour anytime, any day, so you can come in and see what we have to offer at St. Joe. Ms. Ramos mentioned Donut Sunday. I'm looking forward to that because we do have student ambassadors that are giving the tours. But when they're not there to give them, I would be more than happy to give you a tour and sit down and talk with you about the advantages of St. Joseph anytime. Please call the school and I'll make myself available to you, whether it's 5 in the evening. I hope not 5 in the morning, but if it was, I'll be there.
Fantastic. Thank you both for coming in so much. We'll let you get out of here so you can safely make it back home.
Thank you.
And hopefully see you next week later in the week.
And I do have to comment, the gentleman sitting next to you, Mr. Ramos, he has a Navy hat on. I would say go Navy always.
Yes,
Hey,
all
there we
right.
go.
We're good. We're good.
Dr. John Boyd, Jane Ramos, they're with St. Joseph Catholic School in Farmington. Next week is Catholic Schools Week, and you can find out more online. Take a quick break, 9:21 on this Saturday morning, 4 degrees. We're going to be joined by Kent Scism next on the Parkland Podcast.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We're your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us, and the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We're your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Farmington, Missouri.
St. Joe.
We are back on the Parkland podcast, 926. Well, we got 5 degrees, something like that.
5 degrees. It's a balmy 5.
Balmy 5, but it's nice and warm inside of Ransome's, and it just got warmer because Kit Scism is here this morning. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine. My sinuses aren't, but it's a little chilly outside, as you know.
I got to give you a compliment.
How's that?
My buddy Carl Bollinger lives on Carter Street.
Yeah.
I deliver meals to him every Thursday, and not this week, but the week before when I saw him, the first thing he said to me, he goes, Kent Scism stopped by, and you had a steak you made for him. He goes, that was the best steak I've ever had. And then apparently you also had some soup that you made for him, which was your mom's old recipe?
It was a recipe from North Carolina. I don't know if it was actually my mom's or not, but it was from that area over there.
Well, let's just say I think Carl would rather have you deliver meals now instead of me. You have scored some definite points with him.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you how that got started. His son David and my wife Angie went to school together, and we saw him at the class reunion. And he happened to mention his dad was, I think, 96. Is that
95.
Right? 95.
Getting ready to turn 96.
Yeah,
actually.
and living by himself. And of course, you know, Dave's far away. I said, well, I'll go check on him. So that's how that started. And I tell you, though, when I go over there, I need to wear a T-shirt because it's pretty warm in there, isn't it?
Yeah, he keeps it toasty.
He does.
So you've decided to throw your hat in the ring to run for St. Francis County Presiding Commissioner. Talk a little bit about that decision and why you ultimately decided to put your name on the ballot.
Well, I've lived in this county all my life. I've seen the progress that we've made. For instance, I remember driving to St. Louis with my parents, and it was 2-lane from Bonne Terre to Festus, I believe, and then the 4-lane, you know, going down to Fredericktown. We've made a lot of progress and all the industrial stuff we have around here. But I think, you know, the county's budget is about $48 million, and they're having to make the deficit up with surplus that they have right now, and that's going to have to be addressed. That's one of the main things I'd like to get into. You know, the sheriff's department budget's $8 million, road and bridge, et cetera. You know, it's all out there. We got to have it, but there has to be a more efficient way to make this work. And I just think that I could bring something to the county for that. I'll give you an example. I was a car dealer for 40-something years, and everyone thinks that state bid is the best out there. Well, that's not true. You can ask Greg Beavers, because year after year, I would beat state bid and sell Farmington their cars. And that's true for everything that's bid through the county. And that's maybe small stuff, but it's really not in the scheme of things. When you just don't accept that. Because when I was in business, we had a small margin business, high dollar, small margin. So you don't just let things go and do it the way they've always been done. You're always looking for ways to do it more efficiently, to get more bang for your buck. That's what I want to bring to the county.
You're no stranger to the political process. You've been involved at different levels for years now.
I have. We actually started out when I think Danny Staples, if you remember him.
Oh, yeah.
He would stop in the dealership on his way back from session every week. And that's kind of how I got started. And then Tom Burcham, and then Steve Tilley, and Ernie Gibson and I got together and helped those two guys, and it just snowballed from there. And then, of course, Mike Keyhill's a personal friend. He was a Ford dealer also. So we've grown up together, and the business kids have grown up together. So it's been quite a ride.
So there's a lot of ways you can get involved and help out in the community. Why did you decide now's the time to run for a county office?
Well, after 40-plus years of working 10-plus hour days, there's only so much you can do around the house. And Angie said that I better get out and
better find a job.
And find a job. And I didn't want to go to Walmart and be a greeter. So there you have it.
What kind of prep work have you done to get yourself ready for this position? Because there's a lot to it. I mean, you're in charge of a budget, and you're in charge of an entire county. Talk a little bit about the people that you've met and the people that you've kind of renewed friendships with, so that you will be prepared if the voters decide to go with you.
Okay. Well, I feel that the county needs to help our cities and towns to get industry in, and I've met with the mayors of Deloge, Park Hills, and Farmington. I'm meeting with the mayor of Bismarck next week and plan to meet with all of them to see how the county can assist them and what their needs are. The county has a on-staff grant writer that we may be able to farm out to them for a small fee and help them write grants. I'd like to get another industrial park somewhere between Bonne Terre and Farmington. We have ample land for that. With James Hardy siding coming in, those people are going to need housing, and I think the northern part of the county, when they find out how much it costs to build a house in Jefferson County versus St. Francis County, they're going to want to be in St. Francis County.
Yeah, make no doubt about it. We are in what I would call an extended growth phase countywide, aren't we?
I think we are. I don't know if it's true, but I heard we're getting a target, I think. Mm-hmm. So that's good. That's really good. I'd like to see us get a Sam's or a Costco, but I don't know that they ever do that outside of big cities and out on interstates.
Talk a little bit. You mentioned the car dealer experience that you've had, being involved with that in so many years, and your name is synonymous with Ford. I mean, Sam Scism, a lot of people don't know. I believe he started in Deloge, right up the street here, and that's been going on for such a long time. Talk a little bit about the family history and how this has all happened.
Well, my father started in Bloomfield, Missouri, which is in Stoddard County, southern Missouri, and he had a couple of partners. One of them was his cousin, and Ford Motor Company came to him and wanted him to buy the dealership here in Deloge. It was Walter Blank. And he came and looked at it, and didn't bite. They came back and asked him to do it again. He came up, and he had $10,000, which is a lot of money back in the mid '50s. And he said, "Okay, this is what I have." And then he found out that everything was mortgaged and hocked, and he said, "Just let me out of this." So they got that worked out. Ford paid off the mortgage, and then he came to what was in Flat River.
Huh, okay.
And one of his big deals was he'd give away a Shetland pony if he bought a car.
Huh.
To this day, I hate Shetland ponies.
So I guess they had to be kept at your house?
They had to be broken.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that was your job?
Yeah, well, some of it. But I tell you, the funniest part was wouldn't be 2 weeks later they'd come back wanting you to take that pony back.
Oh, man.
So, that was a revolving door right there. And then in '69, he built the building outside what's now Leadington, between Farmington and Leadington. And July of '69, I was 13 years old, and my mother had a stroke on the showroom floor and passed away. And he just built that building, so I ate a lot of Sara Lee's, but he always made sure I had something. So it just progressed from there. And when I left the business, we were selling over 1,600 cars and about $23 million in business, I guess. And we were the largest Ford dealer between St. Louis and Paducah, St. Louis and Memphis. And it was, it was a good ride. It was a lot of fun. And I was also president of Missouri Auto Dealers twice, and also Missouri's director to the National Auto Dealers Association in Washington. So, it's been fun. It's been enlightening.
So if you are fortunate enough to be elected to the county commission, what would your first priority be?
My first priority would be to find out on the revenue side and the expenses, how we can cut our expenses to come more in line with our revenues. Now that's a big job, because the budget, if you've ever looked at the county's budget, it's like 70-something pages long. I think Road and Bridge is 78 pages long. And it's hard to decipher. I would like, for instance, when I was in business, at the end of the month, I would get what's called a detailed general ledger. It'd be about 6 inches thick, but that would show me every check and who it was written to and for what. Had to have all those earmarks on it, unlike the federal government. I'd like to see the county somehow get their budget to where people could just go in and just look and see exactly who got what and why.
And that would all be, I guess, posted online and available at whatever would be the easiest, I guess?
Yes, I would think so. Now, county bookkeeping, I guess, is different. I have a bookkeeping background, and the one I hated most was government and not-for-profit, because I couldn't figure out why you would want to be not-for-profit. So I didn't do so well in that class. But it's different than it's different than in the retail world. So I don't know what I'm getting into on that part of it yet, but that would be my goal, to make it more transparent.
So some people get into the political scene because they have an axe to grind. You just want to get involved to help.
I do. Like I said, with the bidding process, and I'll give you an example. Hillsborough Road is probably our most traveled road in the county, because it goes from Farmington to Bonne Terre. Okay, if you go out and turn right back toward Farmington, there at Rippey's Tractor, and you drive that to the railroad tracks. Okay, now Mr. Hardy's putting in another subdivision right up past Mr. Rippey's place there on the left. That traffic has increased a lot, and that road doesn't need to be patched. That Hillsborough Road needs to be milled and resurfaced instead of just patching it. And things like that. That's it's just a lot of things that can be done.
Yeah. And a shoulder too, because it's very narrow in a lot of places.
Yeah, it is. I don't know about that with the right of way, but
right.
Yeah.
And that would be a huge process there too.
Well, we got the shoulders on 32 thanks to Mike Kehoe, because he was a highway commissioner back then. So possibly we could get some money from the government.
Do you think having a good relationship with the governor would be helpful for St. Francis County?
I do, yeah. Yeah, I think so. He would be receptive. He would listen. I don't know if he would go my way, but he would at least listen. I could at least pick up the phone and call him. Yeah.
Well, we also have a very good relationship with our state senator and our state representatives, and that's always a big plus too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, Mike Henderson and Dale Wright. Yep.
If people want to find out more about your campaign, do you have any kind of information online yet, or are you planning any kind of meet and greets, any campaign events, stuff like that?
We have a meet and greet on January 29th at Four Hands Brewing, 5:30 to 7:30, I think it is. That's on a Thursday night there in Park Hills, and I don't think this site is up and running yet, but it's kentscism.com. It's being okayed, has to be okayed by the MEC, their election commission, so we're waiting on that. But that's where it's going to be, kentscism.com.
Okay. And there's a lot of boxes and a lot of regulations, I guess, in place and things to learn about when you become a political candidate. But as we mentioned earlier, you know a few people and you've kind of worked behind the scenes, so you've got some experience in that regard.
I have, and with the MEC also, they're kind of a pain, but they have rules and you have to go by them. So. Just try to stay out of their way. I'm also chairman of the St. Francis County Republican Central Committee, and we had to report to the MEC, and that just one little thing, and they'll say, you need to fix this, even though it doesn't change a darn thing. But you just have to do it, so we're waiting for them to okay our site.
Kent, best of luck in your campaign.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Kent Scism, he's running for St. Francis County Presiding Commissioner. And again, kentscism.com. The website will be coming soon. And this Thursday, you meet him at Four Towns Brewery in downtown Park Hills. More coming up on the Parkland Podcast right after this.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We're your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Why do so? Back on the Parkland Podcast, 9:43 on this Saturday morning, 4, 5, 6 degrees, somewhere around there. Let's do the birthdays for the week. Do you have any birthdays for today, January 24th?
You bet. Our good buddy Ben Davis celebrates a birthday. Ben, heck of a guy, gets involved every year with the FFA and helps cook pork steaks for their big pork steak dinner. He's one of the guys that does that. Bethany Sherrill, happy birthday to you. She does a lot of really wonderful things, but most importantly, she keeps Andy Sherrill on the straight and narrow.
Man.
Happy birthday to you, Bethany. And Stephanie Bueller. I got to know her when she was Stephanie Percelli, good North County girl.
Oh, yes, class of 94.
And we still keep in touch about once or twice a year. We'll say hi to each other. Heck of a good girl. Used to work at the Farmington Civic Center.
Yeah, she used to call the radio station whenever there'd be a storm getting ready to blow through. Should I close down? And you'd be like, well, maybe.
I think she's at the YMCA in Festus.
Is she? Okay, great. Awesome. Happy birthday, Stephanie. Hope it's a great day for you. You used all my Saturday birthdays, so we'll skip ahead to Sunday, January 25th.
Well, Sunday, we got to say hi to one of the biggest fans we have of the podcast, and that's Ursula Warren at the Farmington Senior Center. Ursula, you are wonderful and awesome. We appreciate all your support. She does a fantastic job at the Farmington Senior Center, and I love volunteering and getting to see you and all the folks on Tuesdays and again on Thursdays. So we hope you have a happy birthday tomorrow, and I'm sure that Steve is going to take you out someplace really nice for dinner, someplace that doesn't have a dollar menu.
And that is open.
Yeah, and it better be open. Yeah, you may have to postpone that.
Yeah, I'll have to do it Tuesday.
Happy birthday to our good buddy Griffin Weinberg.
Yeah, Griffin.
If you think the weather's bad here, although it's probably better where he's at right now.
Yeah, that's true, even though he's
like in Wisconsin or someplace like that.
Yeah,
upper PI or whatever it's called. I guarantee you, no matter how much snow we get today and tomorrow, he's going to get more over the course of the winter.
And still bald.
And yeah, well, he's part of the Bald Brotherhood. Happy birthday to Jerry Walters, longtime Mac art instructor.
Yes.
Over at the college. I see him at the Civic Center every now and then. And Boone Berry, with all those good-looking girls in the Berry clan, how'd he get in there? Boone, happy birthday to you. I think he's getting engaged to get married. I hope you have a great day, buddy.
Happy birthday, Boone. Wanda Murphy, former real estate agent in the area with a birthday on Sunday. Kathy Seitz of Farmington celebrating a birthday as well. And Shane Blair, Shane, the pride of Potosi, used to drive Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And now he is one of the 2 automotive instructors at the Unitech Career Center and does a great job. Happy birthday, Shane. Hope it's a great day for you. What about Monday, January 26th?
Monday, a gal that used to work at the radio station, and I actually hired her. And then we worked together for a couple of years at Relay for Life. Katie Dickerson, happy birthday to you. I hope you are doing fantastic. She is such a sweet gal.
She is.
Wayne Weber, former mayor of Bonne Terre, I believe, longtime car salesman. Happy birthday to you, Wayne. He and I drove to St. Louis one February about 25 years ago, and man, I had a bad snowstorm, and we drove back from a boat and RV show going about 20 miles an hour. It was horrible. But he had to take me all the way back to Farmington and then turn around and go back to Bonne Terre. Yeah.
Poor Wayne.
So happy birthday, Wayne. And happy birthday to Jessie Williams. She knows her stuff when it comes to local history. And she is just an awesome young lady. Happy birthday to you, Jessie.
Happy birthday to Matt Thurston, celebrating a birthday on Monday as well. Happy birthday, Matt. Hope it's a great day for you. Tuesday, January 27th. Who you got?
Happy birthday to Ben Durbin.
Ben.
It's not a church service till Ben Durbin says it's a church service. He was a pretty good basketball player at Farmington.
He is pretty good with the elbows, too, if you ask some North County kids from that era.
Well, I'll leave that to you guys. And happy birthday to Glennie Armand. Happy birthday to you, Glennie, from your sister, Tammy, your much younger-looking sister, Tammy, and all of your family.
Happy birthday to Darla Wade, celebrating a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Darla. Jessica Troutwine with the birthday also. Jake Owens has a birthday on Tuesday. And Suki, Ian Sukforth, celebrating a birthday on Tuesday as well. Happy birthday, Ian. What about Wednesday, January 28th?
Well, my very first great-nephew, Dominic Darst. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Now he's all growing up, and he's got a kid of his own, another one on the way. So I'm about to become a great, great uncle once again. So, Dominic, happy birthday to you, son. I hope you're doing great. Love you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Bonnie Ratcliffe. She worked at St. Paul Lutheran school for a long time in the office. She still goes to church there. Happy birthday to you, Bonnie. Happy birthday to Damon Gamble, longtime educator in the area at the Bismarck School District. Hope you're doing great, Damon. And Ashley Davis, the glue that helps hold Parkland Health Center together. Happy birthday to you from your husband, your girls, and your son. I hope you have a great, great day, Ashley.
Mayor of Deloge celebrating a birthday on Wednesday. That would be Pete Pasternak. Happy birthday, Your Mayorness. St. Louis Cardinals account executive and North County graduate Matt Freudel celebrating a birthday on Wednesday. Happy birthday, Matt. Courtney Johnson has a birthday on Wednesday, and Alex Willis of Farmington celebrating
What you talking
a
about,
birthday.
Willis?
What you talking about, Willis? Remember Willis Gunder? I don't know why that just his
I
he just popped
see
into
him
my-
twice a month.
Do you see him twice? And he's still
Great
doing
guy.
good.
Great guy.
Tell him to come on over and hang out with Chad Mills and I sometime when he's bored.
I can
We'd
do
like
that.
to yap with him about old Farmington stuff. Those are your birthdays for the 28th. Thursday, January 29th.
William White celebrates a birthday. If that name doesn't sound familiar, all I have to say is 2 words, Camp Hope. He formed Camp Hope many years ago to pay tribute to his son, and you have helped so many veterans, war-wounded veterans over the years. William, happy birthday to you. I hope it's a fabulous day.
Birthdays I have for Thursday include Chris Martin, not the guy from Coldplay, but one of the leaders of the St. Joe Club for Men, celebrating a birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday, Chris. Thanks for all you do for St. Joe's. Rob Love, the legendary cameraman for KMOV in St. Louis for so many years. He started the Unitech Career Center's digital media class and then retired and gave it to me, and then for some reason decided to become an ISS teacher. And finally, the end of this past semester, he has partially retired from that position. He only does it a couple of days a week now he's not at the middle school, but he's at one of the lower schools in Farmington. Rob celebrated a birthday. Always has some great stories and just a great guy. And he is now available at least 3 days a week now to be my sub, which I'm so excited about. Happy birthday, Rob. Hope you have a great day. Sarah Rogers celebrating a birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday, Sarah. And Tabitha Lashley. Tabitha found the Jingle Bell Rock this year.
Good.
So she's got a whole bunch of jewelry from Diamonds and More. And she still probably deserves a birthday present this Thursday. Happy birthday, Tabitha. Hope you have a great day. What about Friday the 30th?
I believe we were just talking about Carl Bollinger when we were visiting with Kent Scism. I believe it'll be his birthday Friday. I'm almost positive about that. He'll be 96. So happy birthday to you, Carl. I'll see you Thursday. And Emily Hulsey doing a fantastic job with the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce. Emily, good graduate of St. Paul Lutheran School, married to a good North County boy, and she's got 2 great little kids. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday on Friday to Anthony Hedrick, one of our fellow podcast brethren. He's part of the Vulgar Display of Podcast, which if you're into heavy metal music, check them out on the barn. They do a great job. Happy birthday to Twan. Michelle Steinman with a birthday on Friday. Roxy Lands with the school with Roxy.
Lady.
Roxy and Stephanie, I think, were friends back in the day. How about Don Huff?
There you go.
Don, one of the best golfers around, one of the most patient coaches around. I think he's still involved with the golf program at Mac.
Well, he was involved in the very first year that St. Paul High School had a basketball team. He was the assistant coach to Chad Mills, and then we had Ashton Dane's husband, Brandon. He was the 3rd assistant coach. Then there was me. So I was the assistant to the assistant to the assistant to the coach at St. Paul.
Pretty good staff there. DeAndre York celebrating a birthday on Friday. One of my former Unitech students who's at I think he's in Carbondale, SIU Carbondale. I always get confused between Carbondale and where's the other one? At the other SIU campus? Edwardsville. But I'm pretty sure he's at Carbondale. Happy birthday to you, DeAndre. And Missy Tischer celebrating a birthday on Friday. Enjoyed having Ando in class this semester. He's been a lot of fun. So happy birthday to you.
2 quick bonus birthdays that we'll mention again next week. Jessica Long, Subway in Farmington, with a birthday on Sunday of next week. And then Molly Berry, who a former Farmington Country Days queen, celebrating a birthday that same day. She was a blast to interview on the radio. So happy birthday to both of you.
A couple shout-outs, people that commented on the podcast on Facebook. David Cater said we were doing a good job. Kyle Mookie Skynet, another one of our podcast brethren with Diecast Dudes, checking in to say good morning and complimenting Mike's weather forecasting skills. Regina Brown Vaughn said, "You heard it here, superintendents." Of course, she was referring to Mike saying that we probably need that whole week off. Kelly Reeder involved with the podcast as well. Thank you, Kelly, for leaving us a mention. Chad Winch, our podfather with the barn, checking in as well. And one of our good buddies, the lead singer of Canyon, Mr. Matt Pratt, said, "Good morning, fellas."
Hello, Matthew. Hope you are doing well. And one more birthday. Today is Cody Long's birthday.
Oh,
He's married to Jessica Long.
Hey,
at
there
the
you go.
Subway
It's his
store
birthday
in
every day.
Farmington. So happy birthday to you.
Oh, and Dylan Vogelsang said hi, too.
The D-Man
The
staying
D-Man.
at home today.
Between he and Mike Reeves, could you imagine a weather team of Dylan and Mike Reeves?
It would be a heck of a team.
It would be a heck of a team. Do you want to do music or do you want to get home
Real
because
quick
it's snowing?
music, song of the day, Free for All, Ted Nugent. When in doubt, I whip it out. I got me a rock and roll band. It's a free for all. Love that song.
I saw him at the Jefferson County Fair. Me and Big Sweaty went and saw him. This was probably about 10, 15 years ago. I think it was pre-kids for both of us, or maybe we just had one. And dude put on a great show.
Yeah, I've
Still
seen him
rocking
in
out.
concert too. He can rock it.
Still rocking out. I'm going to go, and I've used this song on the podcast before, but I think it bears repeating again with our current situation. I want Snow, Canadian rapper Snow, and his song Informer, 1994 hit from the album 12 Inches of Snow. Which might be our forecast today. Very good. Who we have coming up on the show next week?
Next week, we have Stacy Easter and Glenda Strawn. They are doing a big fundraiser. They're bringing back a very, very popular fundraiser to the area to benefit a good cause, and we'll tell you more about that.
Great. So that's coming up on next week's edition of the Parkland podcast. Hey, stay warm out there.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. We're going to get off the air so Mark can drive all the way back to farm. I could walk from where I live here, but snow's coming down. And, again, we're looking at snow with us pretty much all the way until Sunday afternoon. And look for the Facebook page. We'll roll out that Valentine's promotion starting this week. We'll start getting those pictures up there. We're all going to be stuck at home anyways. And just keep an eye on the Facebook page. Eventually, too, we're going to, once the snow stops, I want to open up a post and let people post us how much snow they have from their location. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So get the rulers out, stick them in the ground, and take a picture from your location. Mark will probably go out walking later on, and he'll get them all over Farmington. I might take the dog up to Deloge Park. That might be as far out as I get. But, again, stay safe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.